All right. So thank you this afternoon, this early evening, for coming out to once again sit in with Top Flight Defense Incorporated and a representative from the Social Security Administration, Daniel Summers. So Daniel, I would ask that you introduce yourself and let's begin.
And thank you very much, Cassandra. No surprise, I'm still Daniel Summers, Public Affairs Specialist with the Social Security Administration. What that means is I get to come out and give information about Social Security to the public. Essentially, I am the liaison between that big government agency and you. Lots of times things happen and people need to talk to someone because maybe something's not going right. Or you need someone to come talk about Social Security issues to a group or an individual or fix some problem. That's what I do. And before I did that, though, I spent 15 years behind the desk taking every kind of claim that Social Security does. Disability, retirement, widows, survivors, children's claims, SSI, disability, you name it. So I'm prepared to answer any questions you may have. I have a presentation here tonight that is about retirement, and I think it's going to serve us well. So I'm going to begin. I need to share my screen, even though it says that the host has disabled that. That's one of the things.
Hold on, I will give it back to you.
Thank you.
Apologize. Let me go in.
Let's just say when. That's okay. And while we're thinking about that, just know that the Social Security Administration is here for you, whether live in person, on the phone, or via the internet. You've got lots of options to get service from us. And just remember, just because we might tell you, try it on the internet, doesn't mean we're not right at that office waiting to serve you. So these are options you have just to make things easier. We want you to be aware that scammers are not good people and we don't want you to run into them. So always be careful when you are doing things online and when you're getting phone calls, because Social Security does not, and I repeat, we simply do not tell people that we need their Social Security number for anything when we call them. Perhaps if you were to call us, we might want to know your number so we can look your case up, but we certainly don't need you to just give us your number for no reason when we call you out of the blue, because frankly, we don't call people out of the blue. We ask people who file or who have business before Social Security to just let us know. Now I'm pulling up some information. So I'm trying to see where my document that I'd love to share with everyone is right now. It was there a second ago, but we will have it again in a moment. Let's see. Technical difficulties are the name of the game tonight, I see, right, Cassandra?
Yes, it is.
Yet the show still must go on, and it will, because I'm going to find it, and it's only going to take me a couple of more minutes. But I don't like wasting a second. So let me tell you about retirement benefits, because that's the name of the game tonight. We know that people tend to be worried about what's going to happen with Social Security, but I assure you that the benefits have always been there since 1935, and we intend for that to continue. Our tradition is we have never, ever been in a situation where people cannot receive their benefits. We've been through wars, budgets, and everything else. Nevertheless, the Social Security Administration continues. Do you have the, can you see the presentation up yet?
No, sir. It doesn't
be there
on your screen yet. There you go. It's coming.
Through the magic of computers, we've made it happen, Cassandra.
There you go.
Here goes. Understand, I have to give you this disclaimer that participation in this presentation does not constitute an endorsement by the Social Security Administration or its employees of any organizations or information that we don't provide. So let's keep this thing going. Social Security, always there with you. Now, I'm going to give you a few updates, and guess what? The first thing people want to know about is the cost of living increase. Drum roll, Cassandra. 3.2% increase over last year. Now, I know that's not as large an increase as last year. It was over 8%. But remember, we go by the consumer price index. So inflation, when it isn't as much, you don't get as large of an increase. So once again, other updates is now people who have a maximum amount of earnings, Social Security tax will increase to $168,600. So those who are working, that's the maximum amount you can pay into it. So even if you earn $1 million, we only tax the first 168,600. Isn't that comforting, Cassandra? Now, also, the earnings limit for workers has increased. 22,320 for those of you who are receiving your benefits and want to continue to work even though you're not full retirement age. So keep that in mind. Remember, those who are full retirement age can earn as much as they want and still get all of their Social Security benefits. There's always that information on our website. So you're going to get a cost of living notice. And as we move on, let's talk once again about the way to get help from Social Security. You can do that online. You can do that via phone, or you can give us a contact either in person or via phone, and we will schedule an appointment to see you live in person. Remember, these are all options. None of them are cut off from you. At this point, our offices reopened last year in April, and we continue to serve you in person if that's your preference. Some of the other options might let you go a little faster because appointments might be available. But if you do want to go in person, I encourage you to look at the field office locator. Put your zip code right there, and you'll find your nearest office or the office that services you. There's the national 800 number all the time, 800-772-1213, and they will answer your basic questions. So let's talk about how the Social Security Administration is with you throughout life's journey. You know, when people start working, they wonder, well, how does this Social Security thing work? Well, that's how you earn your way into it. You pay into Social Security by working. So it's not a gift. It's not something that's given to you. It's something you earned because you paid FICA taxes. What's a FICA? It's a Federal Insurance Contributions Act, which is a law. And the amount deducted from your pay is 7.65. Now, most people say, well, I hate taxes. But if there was ever a good tax, this is it. Here's why. That 7.65% does come out of your overall gross pay. But guess what? Your employer has to match it. You know, I've had some pretty not so great employers before, but even if they don't offer you benefits, a pension, or any of those things, that Social Security tax is something that's set aside for you. It's not for them. They pay into it and you pay into it in equal amounts so that you have something later. And it helps funds the program. If you're retiring, if you become disabled, or if your children or spouse are entitled to benefits as survivors, if you unfortunately pass away, or other circumstances. So just keep in mind that if there was ever a good tax, at least you're not paying this one alone. Now, how do you get in on this? It sounds like a pretty good deal. You earn credits with that work. You need 40 credits because you can earn 4 per year. That's about 10 years worth of work, and you must be 62 or older in order to receive the retirement benefit. If you earn 1,640 at any time during the year, you've just secured yourself one retirement credit, one of those 4. So as you can see, by simple math, if you make $6,560, which is 4 times that 1,640, you have all the credits for the year. Even if you make that amount on January 1st, you've got them for the year, and that's the maximum. So you can't earn a credit again until next year, but you're already 4 credits in towards your 40. Now, lots of people want to know this because they want to know how much they're going to get. So they say, how do you figure out, based on my money, how much I'm going to receive? That's an easy one. Here's why. The Social Security Administration takes a look at everything you've ever earned. It's all laid out because remember, you worked under your Social Security number. So we have it in one place, even if you've had 20, 30 jobs. And we look at all of those numbers. But you know what? That $500 you might have earned back in 1984, it doesn't go as far as it does in 2023 because gas, food, housing all cost more. We understand that at Social Security, and we inflate those to today's dollars. So your wages are adjusted for the changes in wage levels and prices over time, just like we give you that cost of living increase. Finally, we look at the highest 35 of the years you've been working, and we inflate those, as I said, up to today's dollars and gather the information from only the highest. So we're trying to give you as large a benefit as possible. And that's how we do it. So if you ever want to see this in action, go online because there are so many planning calculators there. You can find out about your earnings, how much you would get at retirement at 62 versus 63, 64, 65. You could learn if you have government pension offset or if things apply to you like windfall elimination, benefits for your spouse, and many, many other things are available. So you can find out even what you would get if you were to become disabled, all from your actual record. It's very secure and the site is very easy to navigate. Just go to ssa.gov and follow the links to planners and calculators. Let's talk about retirement. If you've ever had a bad day at work, you think about it. So now here we are. People want to know what the best age is to start their benefits. And you know, for everyone, it's different. There are some people who need a certain amount of money and they have to wait until their benefits are at that point. Other people have their homes paid off. Some people are secure, they have a pension, others do not. So it's very, very individual. So when you hear people saying 70, wait till 70, that works for some people, but there is no one size fits all. If we look all the way over to the left on this chart, you'll see age 62, and you see a person who's receiving in that leftmost green line $1,400 per month. Let's imagine, though, that that person doesn't reach full retirement age until 66. That's right in the middle of your screen. You'd see that the amount that they receive would be $1,867. Now, hey, $467 more per month? A lot of people would want that. But just remember, even though that person who decides to wait until 66 gets a substantially larger amount of money, they have to wait 4 years to do it. And in 4 years, that 62-year-old who gets $1,400 a month has had 48 of those $1,400 a month checks. So as you can see, as you move to the right from 62, the amount of time you wait increases the monthly benefit. But here's your choice. You're either taking a lower benefit over a longer period of time or a higher benefit over a shorter period of time. So that's something that's very individual, depends on your security, your financial needs. So don't let anyone ever tell you that this is the right age. Your financial needs. So don't let anyone ever tell you that this is the right age.
I have a question.
Oh, I'm ready. Hello, be happy to answer it.
Okay, so my question is this. Looking at the chart, yes, thank you. I'm looking at that chart. Say, using the example you had, I want to retire. I'm going to go ahead and retire at 66, and I'll be getting $1,867 a month. Woohoo! When I turn 70, will I then start getting the 2480, or will I be stuck at the 1867 with the yearly COLA increases?
I love that you're asking that question because I get asked that question because somebody out there must be telling people that the benefit changes with your age. But Cassandra, here's the truth. Whatever amount that you choose is a permanent reduction. It does not change. The only difference would be when we give you a cost of living increase, but you should expect to receive 1867 if that's when you retire. And when you turn 70, it's 1867 plus whatever cost of living increases have occurred in those years between 66 and 70 for you. So that's an excellent question, but it's one that we need to clarify here. When you choose it, you're either choosing that amount permanently plus the cost of living increases, or you're waiting. Make sense?
Yes, it does. Okay, so I got another one for you, because I do have some veterans on that are watching through Facebook. So now for veterans, excuse me, retiring, say we're doing the Social Security disability because we just can't retire, we just can't work through their retirement age. And we are 58 years old and we have to retire. We apply for Social Security disability, which we know is different from SSI, which I hope we know. And then we get approved for Social Security disability. And we are given our dollar amount. Using this example here, at the age of 55 as a veteran, retiring through Social Security disability, how much would our check be? I already know the answer, but I'm putting it out there for everyone else.
I'm glad you're doing that, because when we look at retirements, you're always saying you're making that choice, in this case between 1400 and 1867, because you're choosing, if you stop at 62 and decide to file for your benefit, a lower benefit. It's an option. But we know that people don't elect to become disabled. So the fact is, there is no penalty of any kind. So if your full retirement age is 66 and you become disabled, whether it's at 58, 48, 28, whatever the age is, you will receive the same amount that you would at your full retirement age. In other words, that 58-year-old would receive 1867 if their full retirement age is 66. So there is no reduction, even though they'll be receiving it. And that's just another protection that the Social Security Administration gives individuals and our veterans against disability.
Thank you so much. Now I'm going to go and see if there's any questions in the chat, but continue on.
Onward, and I'll be happy to answer your questions. Don't be shy. Now, I'm smart enough to know that you never ask a lady her age. So if you look to the leftmost column, you'll see years of birth. Now, the full retirement age for a person is that time when they'll receive their full benefit, like in the example that we just talked about. Now, based on your year of birth, your full retirement age might be very different from that of a friend. Because if someone's born in 1943, their full retirement age is 66. They're born 1960 or later, of course, it will be 67. And you see all the years in between, it's a varying amount of months. If you look to the third column, though, you'll see what percentage of their full benefit that a person will get at age 62, based on their full retirement age and year of birth. Now, when we were talking about age 70, we're doing something special. We're talking about delayed retirement credits, because if my full retirement age is 66, like in the first column, well then, if I don't stop at 66, I get a reward because I'm delaying my retirement beyond that. I will get an 8% increase per year up to age 70. That's why I get not only 100% of my benefits, but 132%. And that's the maximum. There's no additional advantage to waiting beyond 70. That's the maximum, 132%. So there should never be anyone who waits beyond age 70, or it's a complete loss. All right. So some people just can't get enough working. You love your job. That's fine. Some people want to retire, or kind of maybe not retire, but they want to get their benefits. Well, Social Security makes it possible for you to both work and get your benefits. But there's a caveat. If you're full retirement age, you can earn as much as you want you can have your full retirement benefit or the amount that you're receiving with no annual earnings restrictions. You can work, work, work. Now, if you're less than your full retirement age, though, there's some restrictions. For instance, you can make $21,240 a year and still get all 12 checks and all of your benefit. However, if you're an overachiever and you make $10,000 more than that, say $31,240, well, with that extra $10,000, we don't penalize you, but we do look at half of it. In other words, one of every $2. So we'll say, yeah, we have to reduce your benefits by $5,000, keeping in mind that you made $21,240 plus $10,000. So it's an ability to work, eat your cake and have it too. So it's not really a penalty. Excuse me. Now, how about the year you turn full retirement age? My birthday's in July. I may just be saying, well, I may say $100,000. I'll lose a lot of money. Well, not that year, because my birthday is halfway through the year. By that time, I would have made maybe $56,000. So I could work the month of July, the counting stops, and from then on out, I'm full retirement age, no limit to my earnings. And the reduction would be less anyway, because it's one of every $3 instead of every $2. So if I'm above the annual earnings limit, there's much, much less of a restriction placed on what I can make. Does that make sense to everyone? I hope so. Onward. But don't forget, always look online, because there's lots of great information about how this works and calculators to help anyone who's thinking about working while they're retired continue. Always go online, because there's so much and it's user friendly.
Can we do the calculator?
Oh, the
Can
calculator?
we test it?
Let's see. I don't think I have a good live internet connection here. So let me see, because if I share that, because there are multiple calculators on here, and I think that let's see what I can get here.
Without,
Doing things that
we won't give pertinent information. I'll just give like the year of retirement. Yeah.
That's probably
year
going to be a
birth.
difficult thing here, but I promise if
Okay.
you want, I'll set it up so we can get it next time. See, I'll
Okay.
keep a captive audience, I promise. So let's see. All right. Just remember, there's lots of things you can do online. Replace your cards, get information, apply for benefits, and certainly find out what used to be in those little folders and pamphlets that would come to you in the mail in the past. Have you noticed? Most people don't get those anymore. Now, let's talk about your personal account, because when you get an estimate from the Social Security Administration, it's using your real data. It's not guesswork. So when you go online, you're looking at information that's in our files with regard to what you're going to get. Those are extremely accurate. I usually see them to be exact in most cases. So if you don't have an account, you certainly want one, so you can go and look at all the information, because we used to send those things to you through the mail. How much you'd get if you became disabled, how much you'd get at 62 versus your full retirement age. Well, we'd send them around the time of your birthday, but guess what? Every day can be your birthday, because you can access it anytime now. Now, what kind of things? Otherwise, again, you could change your direct deposit, get estimates for your spouse, get proof that you do not receive benefits. And also, if you filed an application, whether it's retirement or disability, you can find out the state of that account and what your application status is. It's so easy to do some of the basic things that I'm going to run over something real quick with you. How to apply for a replacement card, just to show you. Now, once you've logged in, it will say, hey, what do you want to do? We actually have an icon that looks like a card, and that's what you click, and it'll say, do you really need a card? Can you request one online? It will ask you a series of questions. And just like magic, within the same amount of time as you'd receive it, if you'd walked into the office with your ID, you can receive a card in the mail. You can get that Social Security statement. It's made simple, but here's the good part about it. It knows how old you are. And there are things that people get concerned about at 65, for instance, that they won't care about when they're 18. Usually, you're not thinking about Medicare if you're 18, 20, 25. But guess what? You can find out about that automatically. It's going to be in your statement if you're of age for Medicare. And that's just one example. It's not just Medicare. It talks about your wages and your work. So there's just an overwhelmingly good amount of information. The Social Security statements kind of look like the ones you used to receive, except they're more complete now. And it tells you all about in those categories. Look at the first page: retirement benefits, disability, survivors, Medicare, all you need to know in one friendly location. Now, the fact sheets that come with it are grouped by age: 18 to 48, when you're just out there in the world trying to make it. 49 to 60s, people approach the age where they're thinking about retirement. 61 to 69, and people above 70. Tells you about all sorts of issues. People who are working but not really fully insured, new workers, people who worked kind of some but not for whatever reason consistently, those who are Medicare ready for Part A, Part B. It breaks it down to tell you all the things you need to know. And again, how to apply for benefits. There are the multiple options: online, telephone, and in person. Once again, we want to make you aware that just because someone says they're from Social Security on the phone doesn't mean it's true. Yes, the fraudsters are pretending that they're from Social Security. Don't give your information to someone who calls you. And if you're in doubt, pick up the phone and call the real Social Security office, the one that you know is the correct phone number, not the numbers they'll give you, because sometimes they'll say, we're going to give you extra money or we'll stop your check. It's all a ruse. Don't fall for it. You're never under an obligation, and we never get angry if you decide that you don't feel comfortable. Just say, no, thank you. I'd like to call my local office. These scams are everywhere, and we want you to never give them your personal information, because once they've got your Social Security number and other information, they're off to open credit accounts. They're off to buy things, leaving you holding the bag and the bill. I've seen someone have their home equity tapped in the home they're living in. These persons take a home equity loan out. So it's very serious. So remember, follow us on social media as well. I and Josephine, we've got lots of videos about Social Security topics on YouTube. And we're here on Facebook Live with Cassandra, of course, in Top Flight every chance we get. With that being said, I'll answer your questions, but before we do that, I'm going to toss it back over. Cassandra, the floor is yours.
Oh, well, thank you so very much. I appreciate you. I can't even tell you how much I appreciate you for always being there for me, for us, so that we can get these questions asked and educate, or should I say questions answered, and educate the world about Social Security and in everything they want to know. Because a lot of people have asked the question, well, I'm not at the age of retirement, so why am I going to come on and listen? And I try to explain to them it's knowledge. Knowledge is power. And the more you know, the more it will allow you to prepare yourself for retirement. I know I wanted to retire back in my 50s. Believe it or not, I'm 60. Yes, I said it. And no, I wished I had of paid attention more to what was out there, but thank God, I have my the military and everything backing me. But I don't know. Let me look and see. Is anybody on the Zoom that have a question? I don't see anything in the chat.
Well, I will let you know that Social Security understands our veterans are federal, okay? And we are federal too. So we understand you don't have to be retirement age to become disabled. That can happen to someone at any age. And 1 in 3 individuals become disabled. So we completely understand. And it's important to know these things, because when you're worried about what's going to happen as you try to recover from maybe an injury or medical illness, just know that Social Security is with you. And just knowing that you're not going to be destitute and there's absolutely no program out there is very, very comforting. So we like to get this out. We have our Wounded Warriors program. In the event that someone is already determined to be 100% disabled by the VA, we expedite and speed those claims up and try to get the answer to you ASAP. Like that, I hope. I've seen them come back literally. I've filed claims for people, and I had one before who's come back. I filed it in that morning. It was about 10 o'clock, and before 3 o'clock, it was an approval. That's amazing. When it happens like that, it's great.
Okay, so can I call on you to file mine?
You can always contact Social Security, just like everyone else.
No, I didn't say, I said you.
I'm good, so I have no problem doing it. I still got skills. So even though I'm a public affairs guy right now, I love what I did as a social insurance specialist. And again, I love what I do. And when I see people who are in a situation where they're having a difficulty and Social Security can step in and assist them, that's sort of like, I know you have duties at Top Flight and as veterans and military, but there's a sense of pride you get when you say, you know what, that's how it's supposed to work for people. And that's great.
Yep. Well, I don't see any questions in the chat on Facebook or on Zoom. I will speculate that everybody's good with it. So next month, since we'll be in December, would you mind let's talking on the Wounded Warriors program, since you
We
tapped
definitely
on it
will.
now?
Wounded Warriors is this. I'm going to give you a little taste, a hint, so that you'll actually come back in December, because it's just
Okay.
that good. You know, we have programs that we try to see that when individuals are really in dire straits, that we take care of them. For instance, we have what we call compassionate allowance. If someone has something really severely debilitating, like Lou Gehrig's disease, we expedite and get those claims done at lightning speed. The same is true of our Wounded Warriors. When we have someone that the VA says, hey, they're 100% disabled, we don't waste time and say, let's send them through the regular process like anybody else. We say, this is a veteran that's been found to be disabled by the VA. Let's move this along, you know? And so they get expedited service under those circumstances. Absolutely. So now I'll tell you a few of the details and tricks, but you have to come back in December. But that's essentially what happens with the Wounded Warriors program. It's a way of honoring and at the same time giving help to our veterans who need it the most when they're disabled, because clearly our Wounded Warriors were there when we needed them.
Okay, well, I really appreciate you sending you a big heart. I'm going to end it on Facebook, but don't you go anywhere. I'm going to stop the recording.